Hey, buddy boy, how we doing, Serge? Morning. How we doing, brother? I'm well. Just getting a read on this market here. Just getting a read on this market, buddy. Getting hydrated. Slept good last night. The night before, it was not so good, so feels good, man. Feels good. You on your way to work, brother? Let's restart. So again, 4:50 a.m. Eastern data wick. All right, confirmed on Financial Juice. NQ took data wick, mitigated into the 15-minute first presented. All right, and now we're starting to see strong reaction. So I think if we continue to expand to the upside with speed and momentum, again, no red folder today. I want to see volume up. Right, look for the continuation off a fresh print. Now, ES, a little bit of a different story, right? Haven't came down into this data wick yet, so I'm not 1,000% sold on the longs. Now, again, longing in this market makes more sense, right? And these data wicks may not have the highest likelihood of getting tagged, especially if it's a data wick low on both assets, right? Because this is a clear tag, right? Very clear tag. So we either flip this and we short into new day on NQ, right? New day, not new week, or we start to expand higher. We just have to be careful like what we're trading into, right? We got a 30-minute first presented. We got a BPR here as well. Basically, just one big fat BPR. But again, I don't suspect these short levels are going to hold if price comes all the way back up into this region, right? I'd suspect that one of the assets will clear the all-time highs at least, right? So for now, bro, we're just chilling. We're chilling. We're up on the week. There's no stress, no rush, and we're gonna wait for clarity. All right, when in doubt, stay out, right? How you been, man? How you been? Are you watching any hockey since the Oilers' departure? Woo! You good? Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, no, I haven't watched a single minute, dude. I don't even know who. With that pink lemonade, element tea, electrolytes. Macy, good morning, my brother. I know what Macy's looking at. Yeah, I'm over it. Honestly, dude, even the Oilers this year, like they just didn't have that magic, right? They didn't have the feel. McDavid got silenced way too hard, and I don't know, man. There's just wasn't enough production, man. Penalty kills were terrible, right? Penalties taken were terrible. It was just sloppy. But it's all good, man. I'm kind of glad. Like then, guys like you and anybody else, I mean, you were pretty good, but a lot of the city stays up way too late, right? All the fights and stuff downtown. Like I get businesses do well, like food and beverage, but I'd rather the consumer do better. Staying out late, drinking, degenerating your life, like good way to lower your production, right? But hey, I guess not everybody's trying to produce. Last year went until June for nothing. Yeah, year before too. Hey, listen, I'm sure those guys got big old juicy bonuses, man. Big old juicy bonuses for playoff performance like that. But the fans get nothing except good times and heartbreak. Also, a lot of people take that shit way too seriously. No sleep, yeah. No sleep for sure, man. Macy, my brother, talk to me. How we doing? How we feeling today, guys? Are we feeling confident? Are we feeling calm? What are we feeling? Are we feeling nervous? We feeling a little disgruntled? Maybe we're still waking up. What are we feeling? Let's talk about it. Calm, I like that. I would take calm over confident any day. Any day. Yeah, dude, calm. Listen, confidence is good, but confidence can quickly get you into trouble too, right? It's more just like a knowing and a calmness, right? Like a stoic feeling is prime. Macy, my man, where we at with your bull knocks, bro? Are you 1,000 away from securing your funded, bro, or where we at with that? Where we at with that? I normally wear a hoodie when I trade, like almost always, and I'm not wearing a hoodie right now, and I feel like I'm being violated. I feel like the market makers are staring at my nipples. Wait for the setups up here, 1,100 away. There you go, man. Yeah, a couple good trades or one banger, right? Depending on how you decide to risk, right? 500 bucks, 2R-ish, right? But we're not chasing profits here, boys. We're not chasing nothing. We ain't chasing profits. We ain't chasing nothing. Just open up that big sack of yours, bro, and let that cash fall in, right? You just gotta wait for a good rainy day, though. That's the thing. All right, so back to what I was saying. Technically speaking, 4:50 a.m. Eastern data wick has been liquidated. First 15 on NQ has been liquidated. The market was super sensitive off this level. As we can see, look at this. There's a candle missing. Let's just go over here. There you go. So you can see that we tapped in and immediately rocketed to the upside. All right, so let's see if we get continuation higher. Again, I do have this 30-minute first presented marked out. All right, 30-minute, 15-minute region in through here. Also, in just shy of 20 minutes, we may look to print a 1 hour, right? So again, I'm not really worried about these bearish gaps right now, right? The only confluence I have for lower at this point is new day opening gap on NQ and the 4:50 a.m. data wick on ES. Okay, so within the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm hoping that we can get some, we can get some clarity in terms of direction, right? Regardless, a 15-minute print to the upside here, it's gonna be about 10 a.m. Eastern, right? 8 a.m. Mountain time, right? So if we do decide to print, then we're clearly cycling higher, and I'd like to see ES push. Oh, I know, dude. Isn't it wild? Isn't it wild? Just be cautious, right? Like, don't get caught chasing all this, standout sell side, because we're still shorting off all-time highs, right? And the market is going to be very sensitive to any type of sell side to continue higher, right? Like, look at this example from yesterday. Look at all of this, bro. Like, this is recent, but check all that out. Check all that out, right? So again, the market, like, it can definitely stack some stuff up. Same exact thing happened here, right? 3 lows, unmitigated new day, right? 1 low, unmitigated new day, tons of sell side. So again, there's going to be a shift, right? Something is going to shift the market lower, and that's what we wait for. But we need a good shift, like a good shift, right? And I don't think we're slowing down anytime soon. And by anytime soon, I mean today. Still leaning bullish. Still leaning bullish. All right, look at this 1 hour candle. I mark this out wrong? No, we're good. We're good. So yeah, with the new day low, or with the new day opening gap high, guys, technically it's on the open of the candle, but I just dragged it down just a little bit. So if you see the values are a little bit off in relation to what you're seeing, right? I just expanded it a little bit lower just to cover like what had actually been mitigated. All right, but looking at PA here, right? Let's just call this our most recent leg. Right? We got a nice 1-minute inversion, right? Very wide, 90 points. No thanks. But we'll see, right? We're going to see how the market reacts to this, right? This could be the turning point for higher pricing, right? And again, just showcasing the power of the inversion, right? Inverses, retests, respects, right? 25%, 25, 50, and 75, and full fill, boys. Right? 25, 50, 75, 100% of these levels, when you see price respect them to the T, right? It's usually a sign that the algo is spinning, right? Usually. And if we look at this here, we just throw the fib on, right? Look at that. Absolute perfect respect, right? And that's what we want to see. So this is looking bullish, right? Again, a lot of people get scared of all-time highs for whatever reason, and I think it's just human nature, right? The unknown. What do I do? Right? Well, we're gonna show you what to do. Let your friends, family, and trading colleagues know, guys. If they are struggling with trading all-time highs, get them in the free Discord. All right, we're gonna be doing a couple free streams coming up, so get them in. Right, we're gonna help people build confidence with this, because it's if this bull market goes 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, who knows? Who cares, right? But we're gonna be positioned to trade it. Right, and then once we start shifting lower and we get a little bit more, healthy price action, because this is very unhealthy, right? Very unbalanced, right? That's when people are a little bit more comfortable. Yo, what up, PV? How we doing, brother? How we doing? How you doing? Work. Yeah, play the game, bro. Welcome to the West. Living the dream, buddy. Living the dream. Living the dream. Attaboy. Hey man, as long as you like what you do, that's all that matters. Okay, interestingly enough, guys, stocks have just opened up. Okay, well, we got our 15-minute closure here. We're looking for continuations higher. We'll just delete this so we don't sway our bias at this point, but I want to see this 15-minute print. I want to see this 15-minute print for further upside continuation. Until then, I'm chilling, right? I am chilling. We are reacting off this data wick low on this 15-minute first presented that launched price, right? Only issue is ES never took data wick. And there's a couple data wicks on ES. I think there was another one. Where is it? Is it NQ? Ah, NQ, boys. Look at this data wick down here. Ah, imagine. Imagine. So again, data wicks don't always get taken, right? But just as an example, guys, I mean, The market has gone up 25% in about a month and 2 weeks, month and a half. 25%, people. 25%, at least tech. S&P, 16%. Right? That's insane. 4,000 to 5,000 points in like 25 trading days. It's pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy. Jose, good to see you, brother. Buongiorno. Yeah, we're doing good, bro. We're doing good. We're on our hands right now, brother. Waiting for upside expansion. Now, 15-minute, guys, has closed itself in, so I'm hands tied right now, right? And that's totally fine because we're going to be trading into these higher gaps, right, that cause this leg down. 15-minute first presented up here, right? And the 30-minute first presented on the leg down as well, somewhere in that region. But we do have this tiny little 30-minute here that could cause some sensitivity in the market, right? And if we don't see these clear continuations higher, guys, usually to me, that means that we're coming down for a draw, right? Or something's holding price down. Yeah, the gold members, guys. I'm gonna get another channel in the Discord called Gold Members. You guys can run that shit. Right? If either of you guys trade Asia on gold, let me know. I'd love for you to run some streams for me. Like just me, you know what I'm saying? Teach me how to trade Asia. Right? On a different asset as well. I'd love to learn. And if it's good, then we start streaming Asia, boys. Right? Some of you guys could start streaming potentially. Right? Those are future plans. If you're ever interested, just DM me. But I'm not an Asia trader. Family time, that's fair, bro. Vedant, my brother, good morning. Good morning. Okay, guys, so again, we're looking for a bare minimum 15-minute gap to the upside here, right? We did react off this first presented, took data wick, right? And again, just so you are aware, let's just study here. I'm not interested in this level here, right? This fair value gap. It's bigger, sure, it's great. It's good to see the respect of it on the 15-minute, right? Respecting the consequent encroachment of the 50%, the middle point, right? But until this data wick low is taken, I would not want to long this market, right? Especially when we're coming down into it. Take data wick, respect the 15-minute first presented, cycle higher, right? Now, entry, it was before the 9:45 50-minute candle open, right? But if we look at this first 1 minute fair value gap went inverse, right? Our first presented, there was a 2-minute in the same region as well as a 3-minute, right? Again, outside of our trading hours, but the market is now cycling higher, right? So we need to tap into some form of buy side liquidity if the market's going to rally lower, right? And by buy side liquidity, right? Internal liquidity, what are we trading, right? What is our liquidity? It's fair value gaps. Right? This is a form of internal liquidity, right? External liquidity, all-time highs, right? Standout highs or lows. Internal liquidity, fair value gaps, inside to outside, right? So now, if you're looking to short this market, this could potentially be a good spot for you, right? We could come up higher into the first presented, right? But just be cautious shorting this market, right? My only reason to short would be to fill NASDAQ new day, right? New day opening gap from yesterday, right? Market closed here, opened here, right? New day opening gap has not been filled, as well as data wick on S&P, 4:50 a.m. Eastern. Go check it out, right? When I see moves like this in the market, guys, I go back to my financial juice. I go back through all of last night, and I look for anything that's major red folder. You know, on financial juice, bro. They'll post the charts. Trump tweets, Iran this, you know, Pakistan that, whatever. But we get these expansive moves, right? Very important that we're checking back. Very, very important, right? Because this was the bias pre-market, right? And out of London, we're selling to data wick to potentially continue higher. Right. Hopefully that makes sense. Good morning, Vedant, you beauty. So for now, gang, I mean, let's see, short opportunity off the 30-minute. I'm not taking this myself. But again, just for practice, let's just say we were looking to short off this, right? Let's just say we were looking to short, right? If we're looking at the most recent leg on lower time frame, right? Where is our first 1 minute? Right, it's right here. Right, it just happens to be right at the top, just like in the entry example video. Right? Now, hold up. Now I check the 2 minute, same leg, right? No 2-minute gap. Right? 3-minute, no 3-minute gap. 5-minute, no 5-minute gap. So if you were looking to sell off this level, right? This is a high quality level in your eyes, right? Perfect entry model right here. right? How wide's our stop? 30 points, beautiful. So, you know, for shorts, this is a really good entry model setup, right? This is really good, really good entry, right? I'm not shorting this here, but this could easily cycle lower. I would personally prefer to short from these levels up here, right off the first percentage. But we'll see if this goes. All right, we'll see if this goes. Did we get our hourly close yet? Not yet. I mean, it's tough to short against this market right now. I mean, it's very difficult. You gotta be a little crazy. Not to say that's bad. Not to say crazy is bad. Right, and also not to say there's not a lot of there's no opportunity, right? I mean, right, you can catch a trade down in this level, make a couple $1,000, no big deal.
It's 8 o'clock.
Right, but here's the hourly candle open. It's 8 o'clock. Right, so now we got this 1 hour confirmation. Right, given how close we are to it, how this is fairly correctively rolling out of bed, we're likely going to come back up into 1 hour, maybe wick higher if we're going to sell. But again, buy bias. Right, we're looking to buy. How's everybody feeling today? Vedant, how you feeling today, man? Are you feeling calm? Are you feeling? Do you have clarity? Do you feel well? Are you awake? Are you alive? Jose, how you feeling? Pull back on gold. There you go. Right, so you can see just like even the entry model off a 30-minute random 30-minute bearish fair value gap, you know, it still provides a decent reaction, right? But this is a good model, right? Because we got nothing setting up to stop price at least 1 minute and up, right? There could be something lower, but oftentimes we don't need to get that granular. It's not worth it because the 1 minute will hold heavier weight, right? Assuming this level is high quality, right? Waiting for a pullback on gold. Are you bullish on gold, Vedant? Yeah, right on. Yeah, if you look up a few messages, bro, Prof, I believe is in a gold position, targeting those highs, 15-minute highs. All right, ES is reacting off first percentage 30-minute. And ES is actually weaker on the day. So I'd prefer to sell this asset, right? But this is what happens when there's no fair value gaps to interact with, right? After we flip, we got our CISD on the 1 minute off this candle, right? This wick below of the body, the 2 minute CISD right here, right? And then the market flushes, right? Now, there's something to be said about big wicks, right? There's something to be said about big wicks. We have to pay attention to how price is respecting the quarterly levels, right? G Money, what's good, big dog? Welcome. Right? There's something to be said about thick wicks. No FX options. Yeah, dude, I'm not really looking at FX much these days. I'll peek EU for the boys here and there, but there'd have to be some clear draws, man. And my charts are an absolute mess right now on EU. Took AM high. Maybe like a London low target, recent London low. That'd be the next draw lower, but again, you're kind of shorting against order flow here. A little dicey. First percentage down here too. Not a 0 zip. Well, bro, thanks for tuning in, man. How's things going? How's May treating you so far? Alrighty, guys. Let's see how she goes. One loss in May so far, not the best, but only way is up. Right on, man. Right on. Right arm. All right, so there's the IFEG off the top, boys. 30-minute level interacting with. This is the 1 hour expansion, but let me just pull this back. All right, so tough market to short right now. The only reason I would look to short this would have been to fill new day opening gap on NQ and take data wick at 4:50 a.m. Eastern, right, on ES. But still looks bullish. Still looks bullish. Right on, but yeah, G Money, good risk management, bro. I mean, your exposure sounds like it's appropriate. I have taken one trade in May, I believe, and it was yesterday. Friday was May 1st, right? Damn, look at this sell-off, boys. Spicy. Spicy move. No FOMO. No FOMO. No fucks to give, man. Not now, not ever. So, again, if we're looking to sell this market, I'd rather be selling ES personally. And to sell ES, we need a key flip. And it's this 2 minute, 1 minute / 2 minute first presented, right? So the first gaps that caused this manipulation lag, we need to see them flip, right? If they don't flip, likelihood of the trade playing out is much, much lower. Right, so the 2 minute closing in 7 seconds, right? 1 minute, pure respect. So we could actually clear out the 2, make it a little bit clearer. But until this flips, it would be very unwise to take a sell. Very unwise. So yeah, we're chilling, guys. We're chilling. Let's let the market do its thing, right? Let's not get too caught up in lower time frames and all these other levels here. Let's just stick to the bias, right? We still have, what is going on here? 15 minute. I think this is a 30 minute. Yeah, sorry. Let me just adjust this. This is a 30 minute first presented, right, on the pullback leg, right, to liquidate. So could be a potential interaction zone or reaction zone for price if we trade long into it, right? But for now, I'm just looking for a bullish gap on the 15 or higher to take price to the all-time highs. If I'm going to short, we have to close below this 15. We have to close below this 15. Because again, first presented gap, right? They tend to hold, right? Or at least cause reaction. If it's in line with trend, first presenteds tend to hold, right? If it's against trend, first presenteds tend to cause big reaction and rebalancing for then further continuation against it, right? Just think about how like the algo would spin, right? Think about how the algo would spin. The market shifts higher. This area caused the shift. It's the best priced area that the algo started spinning, right? It then says we've gone high enough. The market pushes lower. That first gap pushing it lower is the sign that they're shifting it lower. So that's why we get those big reactions, right? Market comes back down, taps back into this great priced area, right? That the algorithm left us, left whoever, left itself, right? Repositions and starts to cycle higher, right? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. It's just basic order flow, right? Basic order flow. You can see just how good this short looked, right? Until it didn't. Oh. Like this 15-minute candle is pretty gnarly. But again, like if we study 15-minute PA, right? This candle opened up and immediately expanded lower. We didn't get a top wick, right? No top wick. So typically these candles will print a wick and then reverse in the opposite direction and do whatever they got to do. Print the low, then print the high, or print the high, then print the low, right? This immediately expanded lower, right? And is now trying to expand higher. Shorts looked good, right? On the lower time frame, like, you know, if you didn't know where you were trading, right? It's like, okay, we got a 30-minute gap. You know, everything's looking good. Beautiful, beautiful entry model. And you could have scalped the shit out of this for sure. But it's lower prob, right? It's lower prob. Beautiful entry model, right? But again, wrong side of the market. Shorts looked good until it didn't. I've got a bit of a quote book going here, boys. We got shorts look good until it didn't. Shit trades pay. There was one a few weeks ago, and everybody's talking about how garbage PA was, and I'm over here getting fucking paid. It's like, I guess shit trades pay, man. Sean copped that, and then there was another one. There's another one. Anyways, I'm gonna get some shirts made. I'm gonna send them out to you guys. It's all good. Adam, stud, how we doing? What's on the agenda here, guys? Jose, anything going on with you in your eyes? Remember, boys, if you know anybody that's struggling to trade at and around all-time highs, get them in the free Discord, right? You'll also get a ballot to win that 250 US, right? But we're looking to help as many people we can gain clarity in these markets. And yeah, you know, we have a duty. The more you help, the more you will get back from the universe. It's an unwritten rule, bro. Laws of the universe. Adam, I'm good keeping these roads smooth. So for anybody who doesn't know, Adam runs a grader in like rural Alberta, so he's scraping roads. I got connections on your shirts if you want. Just might be a little ways away to travel. Hey man, let me know. I got a couple contacts for suppliers, but I mean, you know, if I can go local or help somebody else out, that'd be better. Same with hats, dude. I want to get some hats. I want to get some hats. Well, the market is consolidating. This is Wednesday. This is hump day. No red folder hump day. G Money has left the building. G Money has left the building. Thanks for saying goodbye, bro. Nice. Fucking come into my trading floor and don't say fucking see ya. Come on. They're coming to my house for dinner and then just walking out. Unacceptable. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, boys. But we can put your. Are you doing it? Are you making these shirts? You or your kids or your wife or what? Sorry, brother. I heard you asking, but was making coffee. EU is slow. Also, I woke up late and I missed a nice short scalp entry, but it's fine. Just wait. Listen, all good, man. It happens. We're human, right? Some people wake up late to get to their day jobs, right? So don't fret. Just make sure you're in a good space mentally, all right? If you're feeling tired or a little shaky or you're kind of groggy or you're pissed off or you're upset or whatever because you missed it, right? Just give yourself time. But yeah, you're a chill MFJ, bro. You're good. Yo, I'm pretty sure it's sunny and 20 today in Edmonton. Can I get a confirmation on that, please? What's up, baby? I'm still half full, but here, hold up. Ah! Sorry, boys. Coffee chug and cold air on my back. Let's go. I'll take a refill, baby. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, I'm here. I'm good. Okay. Chilling. Good man. Oh, dude, something in my nose. Hold up. Guys, if anybody in here has yet to answer the poll for developmental sessions starting next week, I need you to get your ass in there and get it done. I'm assuming most of you have, if not all of you. But we want to be able to reach as many people as possible, right? That's currently part of the group, so it's gonna be good. Adam, my parents have a business in Alliance. What the fuck is Alliance, man? Hold up. Like, you live in an Alberta. You live in a conservative state, right? When there's places called Alliance, a little rural Alliance. Where is it? Oh shit. Okay, just east of Red Deer there. Not bad. A couple hours away. Not even. Look at this. Alliance, Vermilion, Unity, Saskatchewan. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anyways, guys, we're just kind of shooting the shit here, waiting for the market to develop. Right. ES is starting to catch up on the day. 0.84% up. NQ's up about 1%. Tapping into this first presented 30-minute again on NQ. On ES here, right? Now, remember what I said, right, about this level flipping? Look at this. It reacted, held, cycled higher. Right? So now it's just rinse and repeat. If you're looking to short this level, it's literally rinse and repeat. Now there's a tiny little gap here, right? Tiny little 1 minute, right? It's probably a little more visible. No, maybe not. It might be a little more visible on the 2 minute. Maybe the 3 minute, right? But again, for me, I would just mark it out, right? We need to see price close below this level, right? If we're going to be shorting ES, which we're not. Right? It looks a little wide, but it's only like 8.5 points off a retest. Right? And this is honestly just the power of the inversion, right? Because like you would think that you would want this low to clear before we sell, but the fair value gap, right? The inversion is where it all starts, boys. It's where it all starts. This inverses, everything in here is low resistance. So yeah, let's just continue to study this and see how it reacts. Because it's a great little case study, right? When we're waiting for price, it's a great little option to study these. Now, NQ, where are we at? Chillin', 30-minute. Chillin', 1 hour. Yeah. Like shorting into this is just maniacal. Hey! I mean, shorting into this is a great idea. Hey, Ricky, how you doing, big dog? Ricky's for sure selling this shit. Ricky is for sure selling the market right now. Not yet. All good, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? How's the Mozambique? The man from Mozambique. Want a bit higher? Yeah, dude. I feel that. Do you ever trade ES, bro, or are you only trading NQ? Can't complain about life. Good man. Only NAS. Do you utilize ES or S&P at all? Confluence, diversions. Ah, I see. Nice, bro. Very nice. Yeah, these assets move beautifully together. Right? Sometimes they fall out of sync, but you'll see if the markets are way out of sync, right? You can see they're fairly synced up right now, right? If when they're way out of sync, bro, it's immediately stay out, right? Because for example, S&P could be bearish, NQ could be bullish. Like you're just gambling, right? You're lowering your probabilities. You can still guess right, but this ain't a guessing game. Hey, thank you. All right, but it looks like we're kind of going into a bit of a chop here, right? So the market's clearly building for something. And who knows, man? Maybe ES will clear all-time highs before NQ. That'd be beautiful, right? If ES clears all-time highs and then NQ prints a 15-minute, I'm slamming it long. Let's go. Slamming it long, bae. But we need, okay, I'm gonna refine this a little bit. We need to see this region flip on ES, right? It's last line in the sand, right? That 15-minute, 30-minute first presented for sells, right? So we can see again, right? Outside of this 1 minute first presented, this little sliver here, right? Remember the 3 minute? Beautiful respect. Look at this. Price didn't even close into it, right? So this is likely going to cycle higher. Barely closed in, right? Bit of a volume gap lower on the candle open, but great rejections from this level. So expecting a bit of a retracement higher into this zone, and we're going to see how it reacts. And again, this is that 30-minute first presented on ES. But again, this like selling off this leg to me is dicey game, bro. Very dicey game, right? Because this leg hasn't done anything, right? It just mitigated and liquidated. Right now, if you have a reason to sell, like a data wick, then I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? I totally back that. But given how bullish the market is, it's really tough. It's really tough when we start to see bullish PA to still expect those sells, right? Like this is where a dynamic bias or being able to pivot, right? Because it's like you see reasons for long, really good reasons for longs, obviously because we're so bullish, right? And you also see like a data wick, for example. And in the past, you know, data wicks are so strong and they're so reliable, but again, we have to take signs from the market, right? If the market is going to target this data wick, it's going to show us, right? And it's not going to show us by printing 15-minute bullish gaps. I'll tell you that, right? It's going to show us by printing bearish gaps. Now, here we got some bearish gaps. It's up to you to decide if you want to trade that, right? But this is not fresh PA, right? This is not New York PA, right? This is pre-market PA. So who knows? I tend to just stick to levels that print on session. Not all the time, right? Like NQ, for example, like, you know, this 15-minute that printed back in the early morning, you know, 4:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm not the biggest fan of trading off these type of levels, right? Looking left is very, it's more of a management tool for me, right? Draws and liquidity and management, looking left. I'd rather just trade fresh PA. Like, so if the market's immediately bullish, like right now, let's say the next 45 minutes, right? We got an expansive bullish 15-minute gap. That to me is showing that right now the market's bullish, right? I just need to look for reasons why it's going to continue to stay bullish, right? Or reasons why it won't, right? And that's usually trends and draw and liquidity. Hopefully that makes some sense. S&T. G-Money! What's good, what's good? Speaking of G-Money, I haven't seen little young man George around here in a few days. Where's he been? Or he was here on Monday, wasn't he? Again, for anybody that's just popping back in, we are just shooting the shit, studying PA, waiting for the model to present. Only room for one, George? 100%, bro. Those delts are way too girthy. George, have you been out to the driving range at all? Have any of you guys swung any club yet this year? At least you Canadian folks, because I know if you're living in Mozambique or living in the States, you probably don't get snow and you can golf all year round. But us Eskimos here, you know, it's, sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but us Eskimos are, I said it again, us Canadians, you know, we have to deal with snow, right? I still think an indoor track would be wild. Like if somebody bought like a full quarter section and just warehoused the entire thing, like imagine an Amazon warehouse with a golf course in it. That'd be so badass. They'd have to charge an absolute steamer. I'm a risk. Dude, my best friend's learning to golf. It's his 1-year anniversary with golfing, and dude, I'm telling you, like, he's a right-handed golfer, and we go to the range, man, and if we're facing each other, because I'm left-handed, like, it shouldn't be possible to hit a ball directly sideways. Let me tell you something. He's almost killed me a couple times. I love it. It just reminds me of how beautiful life is, right? When a golf ball goes whizzing past your nut or your face or whatever. Shit, ES is, yeah, man. I think this SMT is telling the story here, right? Again, SMT, guys, if you're not aware, smart money tool. It's basically what we would look. It's basically a crack in PA, right? NQ. If we look here, 8:15 a.m. 930. 815, 930, right? Equal lows, relative equal lows. But on NQ, 815, 930, right? A clear manipulation lower, right? NQ manipulated lower, took data wick, grabbed buy side liquidity, and is now cycling higher, causing the S&P to push higher too, right? So we don't need both assets to tap in, right? If we're bullish, we only need one, right? Let's say I was looking to long off data wick, right? Either or, bro, either or, right? Because if we get this S&P, it's a cracking correlation, and we get our shifts and momentum, and we're gone. So we'll see if this follows through. Shooting perpendicular. Dude, let me tell you something. Start a YouTube channel and actually learn to shoot perpendicular, and you'd be like a one-armed golfer, bro. You'd explode immediately. You'd be famous overnight. Can you imagine you're like lining up at the woods and you go and shoot perpendicular like 250 yards straight out into the fairway? Unbelievable. Here we go. The market is pumping. Macy, cheers, my man. Cheers. Actually, guys, I got a YouTube short from yesterday. It's I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know if you guys will catch a laugh off it, but it's a coffee reaction. The longer you're around here, the more you're gonna realize just how much your boy loves the brew. Oh my. I'm pretty sure I just heard the first vocals in any song on Brain FM in my entire life. I'd love to get some bone broth, man. I think bone broth. I think bone broth is a great idea. Great way to start the day. Easy on the stomach. Great micronutrients. Good for testosterone. Dude, go away. Thank you. What's my go-to Timmy's order? Dude, I'm a black coffee kind of guy, but if I'm gonna splurge, like if I'm, for example, like if I'm stoned or something, I mean, give me like 12 apple fritters and I don't know, an ice cap with chocolate milk in it. Ice cap chocolate milk, I'm telling you, it's so sweet. You need to be somewhat inebriated to enjoy it. Mocha ice cap. Oh yeah, dude. Yes, mocha ice cap. There you go. And like 12 apple fritters, and I'm cruising. But to be honest, I just drink black coffee, man. I don't really do sweets, right? Unless again I'm inebriated to some degree, or I'm low blood sugar. But I don't know, fruit, dates, all that kind of stuff. So again, let's just keep studying PA here, boys. Let's dial it back in. So NQ is consolidating, right? We're not going to go any lower than the 5-minute or the 50-minute because again, if the higher time frames aren't clear, we don't want to be trying to force PA, right? We can go 1 minute, and be like, oh gosh, yeah, first presented, we got to shift higher, blah blah. Like we're not trying to do that, right? We're not trying to do that. We trade off higher time frame levels, 15 and up. So again, we're not going to go any lower and try and force this to look good, right? If it doesn't look good on our key time frames, our 15, 30, 1 hour, then it's likely not good, right? But on yes, for example, this is looking a lot better, right? We still have no gap, very corrected up, very mitigated PA. But I'd like to do a study here just on how we're reacting to this 15-minute or 30-minute first presented, right? I got it marked as a 30-minute, I think because it's a little wider, but I'm just going to refine this to a 15. Right, so we fully cleared it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. We fully clear. Again, what's our entry, Joe? We're taking the most recent leg of PA that's standout, that's clear, right? And for me, right, that is these highs and lows. Now, what's our next step? Anybody? Drop it in the chat. What's our next step? Right, we've got our price leg. And I'm looking at the market. What are we doing? Toss a coin. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say it for you guys because you're probably all driving. First presented, right? We find our price leg that we want to enter off. We mark out the first presented. We then cycle higher, right? And we look for the flips. Now, we can see here there's a 2-minute flip. Check this out. Right? We did inverse this 2-minute, but we never flipped the 1-minute. We never even made it to the 1-minute. And the price still expands higher. So the more you see the entry drill happen, the more you start to see how it can help save you so many losses, man, when the market's looking great. You see this momentum. And this is exactly why I don't trade this type of entry anymore. Right? My entry model used to just be like, wait for sweep liquidity, fair value gap lower, break a structure, right? This happens way too many times, right? Wait for this. Wait for the true disrespect of this price leg, right? A true shift. And that's either the inversion, and if you want to be even more picky, it would be a CISD or a market structure shift, right? Below that inversion. And selling examples here. Woo! Drink up, boys. Hydration check, posture check. Let's go. And NQ is starting to, looks like it's trying to rally out of this little consolidation zone. ES looks like it's starting to pull it up, even though it's weaker. Long on to you. Okay. And with that, we just keep doing the same thing. And all of a sudden, those like $200, $300, $400 paydays are, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 paydays, right? And then if you continue to scale, they're $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 days, right? There's guys out there that are pulling, you know, 10 to, you know, $50,000 days because they're just trading so much capital, right? They're doing the same stuff. They're just pulling. They're just on a ton of money, right? And again, the goal is not $50,000 days or even $10,000 days. You want to make 10 G's a day, man? Like that's a long ways out. It's not about making. It's not about having a $10,000 day either. Like I've seen people talk about this. It's more like you want to make $10,000 every day if you're making $10,000 a day once, right? That's just the level you're at, right? Like I'm looking to make, you know, anywhere from $200 to $1,000, you know, on average, let's say a day on a profitable day, right? And I want to consistently do that and slowly increase. All of a sudden now it's, you know, 500 to 1,500 right on a winning day on average, right? And then it's 1,000 to 2,000, right? And you slowly build, because again, certain setups, like yesterday's setup on my end, very low upside on it, right? Still got paid. And again, that was a little bit of a stickier trade in terms of profit opportunity, right? But there's going to be days where the market offers up beautiful opportunity, right? Beautiful opportunity, and you get, you know, 100 to 200 points in the market, right? You have those higher earnings, right? There's no business in trading. Yeah, exactly, bro. Very scalable business, right? Trading is very scalable. You just have to understand that success in trading is all about scalability, right? And that's where people go wrong, right? They want money now. They want to set up now. They want to quit their job tomorrow. They want to fucking retire their parents. The cliche goals. I want to retire my parents. Like, dude, you haven't even bought groceries that you're trading. You're talking about retiring your parents. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start small, boys, right? Again, get used to doing small things really, really good, right? Any successful business has started small and sustainably, right? Unless you're Tesla or something like that, then, you know, but even Tesla, like, I don't know. There's got to be companies out there that explode quickly, but it's unsustainable. Slow and progressive. Fall in love with the journey, the process, the ups and the downs, right? But managing all of it, right? If you're into trading, you're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur, and if you don't like that, then you're gonna struggle, right? You're going to struggle. But anyways, boys, the market is pushing. Let's go. ES is about to clear all-time highs. That's what we're looking for. Still no gaps to trade off of. Looks like we have a 30-minute on ES. NQ is poo-poo. Were you a preacher in my past life? Nah, dude. I just spent a lot of time getting kicked out of school when I was younger, out of the classroom because I was always talking. I think it's an attention thing, honestly. Like when I was younger, I mean, hyperactivity, obviously, but I just wanted to talk to people and have fun. You know what I mean? I'm actually an introvert, if you could believe it. I'm a highly extroverted introvert. Depends on the day, right? Like extroverts, they get recharged and they gain energy when they're around people, man. Like, I mean, I definitely gain energy, but I recharge in the bathroom alone. You know what I'm saying? Speeches are motivating. That's hilarious. That's dope. School ain't for everyone. Maybe you're an outrovert. What's an outrovert? Dude, I should have done research. There's definitely something else other than intro, outro. Extra. New term, apparently? Oh, yeah. We're not going to talk about new terms. Middle ground. Okay, yeah, I'm an introvert. All right, boys. Yes, clears all-time highs. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Speeches are motivating. You know, man, I just ambivert. There you go. I'm an omnivert. Listen, I've been through all the delusions in trading. I've hyper analyzed when I've done well and when I haven't, and yeah, trying to grow too quick is just it's so counterproductive. It's so counterproductive. Anyways, an ambivert is a person who falls in the middle of the introvert extrovert spectrum, balancing both tendencies. Introvert setups, extrovert profit. Maybe I'm gonna rename the inside outside model introvert extrovert. Nah. This model, I mean, there's so many guys teaching it, trading it, right? This is the classic ICT 2022 continuation vibe. Entry model isn't, but I feel like we need some music, man. I feel bad because like you guys are just sitting there. No musico. Wow, this is heavy. Oh my gosh, man, big breeze down my back. Oh, oh, the stream just crashed. I got to get set up on my PC. The Mac Mini. I don't know if it's struggling, but like with OBS running and Discord running and Brain FM running and charts running and internet tabs running, it's I think it's a lot on the system. The Mini's a great deal for what you get, but I don't know. M4 Mac Mini, 512 gig, I think. With the I don't know. I don't know if an external hard drive does anything for performance, but Dude, I think I need a hoodie. What's the temp today, boys? Are we 20 degrees today? Let's go. I'm gonna be tanning outside, man. Doing some outside work. Badant's got the news. Trump, Iran has a good chance of ending. Yeah, dude. I mean, he's been saying this shit for weeks now, right? You can see how they're just playing the market higher, dude. Whether you want to say it's because of the market they're doing this or however you want to see it, but the market is just a direct representation of the emotion, right? And he's been saying it for a bit, right? He said it last night. Same deal. Looks like we're coming to an end, right? And then at 3 a.m., for example, Iran's like, the terms are terrible. We're not accepting. It's like, okay, like, holy fuck. What's going on here? Wow. $30-minute first presented being tapped into. Again, potential reaction points, guys. But for now, like we're mad chilling. Right? It'd be great to see a print here. If we could get a print, but we gotta wait 14 minutes to confirm. Back half session entry. Serge, not much is going on, buddy. Not much is going on. We're waiting for buys. ES cleared all-time highs, waiting for buys. We got NFP on Friday, right? Friday, NFP. Okay, guys, so perfect example of a data wick, right? NFP, 8:30 Eastern, right? 1 hour before we start. Make sure that 8:30 candle high and low is marked out. Damn. We got no red folder tomorrow either. Monday, Fed chair nomination vote. CPI on Tuesday. Cool. Cool. What's the read, guys? Macy, are we involved in anything? Are we getting ready to get involved? Looks like EU had a great push up into that 1 hour FEG. Right? Be great to see this just continue to rally. Jose, you still in this, or you got a runner going? Yeah, right on. There's nothing really stopping this at this point. You've been long, right on. The 9:30 candle. Okay, yeah, big boy. Right on. Did you just take the candle? Fuck, 150 point stop, bro. That's insane. Unless you clipped it shorter or got in a little lower. That's hefty, man. 150 on the table for 150 upside, little 1-to-1. I mean, shit, dude. Like 4 contracts and you're at your target. That's thick. Right on. Again, I do like it. I do like it. Not my entry style, obviously, but I do like the idea, right? Especially with ES just cycling so beautifully. Got a little jaded in through here, but it's all good. The market's holding. Drink up, boys. Coffee, water, electrolytes. Get it in. If you don't have salt in your water in the morning of some sort, whether it's a pre-made package or some sea salt or whatever, you got to get it in you. My entry was off the 15. I never went below that time. Right on, man. Nice and simple. Yeah, coconut water. There you go. Only issue with coconut water is the sugars. Sugars early morning for me ain't no bono. But super hydrating. Delicious. Give you that nice spark. Dude, same here, man. I've been drinking Element for like 5 years now. What are you sipping on right now? Did you get the promo pack where they sent you the pink lemonade, the lemonade, the pink lemonade, and the iced tea, the Arnold Palmer caffeinated? Dude, the caffeinated caffeinated Arnold Palmers are delicious, man. Yeah, what are you sipping on? Hell yeah, I did. That a boy. Let's take the peek here. Target 1, target 2. Right on. Oh yeah, so you got it a little bit lower than the 15-minute closure. That's good. Right, dude, raspberry's my favorite. Absolute favorite. I'm sipping on pink lemonade today. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, an hour of heat, no big deal. That's good because you're at work, right? It's good because you're at work, Macy. Right? So we got Macy in a long, we got Ricky looking for shorts up in this area. Could be a decent area for reaction, especially because we got this little baby S&T off the high right now. Tapping into first presented. Could see reaction. This reminds me of the other day, actually, when ES was tapping into a region like this prior to all-time highs. Might have been Monday, actually. Anyways, reverse situation, right? Could be cause for pullback a little bit lower. Actually, I think was this yesterday? Anyways, I'll see the trade review. Yeah, this was the same situation as yesterday. Just script is flipped. ES took the high. Wow. Eight minutes to print. 8 minutes to print. Oh yeah, give it to me. A little orange man boost would be appreciated. Now we'll see. Orange man goes either way, bro. That's the problem. Fucking rights, man. Smart man. Smart man, Macy. Smart man. Yeah, this is from a technical point of view, this is beautiful. Right, with the mitigation, strong respect, we have the liquidity to fuel us higher, which is the data wick. Right, we're not just dealing with the first 15 minute, we're dealing with data wick and first 15 minutes, strong rejection, SMT, GG, no read to the highs. Let's go. Or at least up into this region. All right, there's that reaction on EU off the 1 hour. Haven't really flipped anything, right? Minor change in the state here on the 1 minute. But again, like there's things that happen in wicks, man. There's certain things that happen in wicks that I don't fully understand. Right, look at this. Same deal, right? This 2 minute wick. Look at the respect. Tries again. No. Cycle higher. Job. Right? Inverse, gone. Anyways. Pretty chill day for the boys so far. Pretty chill day. It happens quick. Right on. Yeah. When you learn how to use ES and NQ together, dude, your trading will just amplify that much more. I mean, sure, like if you can find success with just trading one or the other, right, or just looking at one or the other, it's very doable. But you can gain a lot of clarity in the market using both, right? You could also gain a lot of confusion, right, or get confused. But with the right training and the right amount of time, I mean, you start to see how they work, and you study and learn the concepts, and you watch it happen time and time again, right? You can quickly start to realize that you're crutching yourself if you don't use both, right? But again, it is a little bit more advanced. Start simple, right? Even just trade Nasdaq, right? Only trade NQ and you use S&Ts, right? And then start using the next step, right? Would be profit taking, right? Okay, well, ES clears the high. I'm gonna clip something here, right? Because ES took high, right? Now we have a potential S&T, so that's how I would start to incorporate it. Yeah, exactly. Watch them in real time. Watch them in real time. Dig it into this first presented here, boys. First presented 30 minute. All right, we're also about to flip a 1 hour in through here, so it might be a little bit of a corrective chew up. Who knows? But I'm still leaning. Wow, man, wow. Right, so ES has cleared all-time highs. Right, NQ has yet to clear buy-side liquidity, but look at this. It's tapping into a first presented, and we got an absolute filthy trend line on the 1 minute. Right, so this could be grounds for a pullback into this region. Right, I'd like to see this 50-minute level print before, so I can get involved. Okay, I got to take a piss before this sets up. BRB. All right, we're back. 30 seconds to 15-minute print. We got a hoodie on. Bladder's empty. Let's go. How you guys feeling? You getting nervous? Are we calm? Any type of like doubting thoughts where it's like, maybe this is gonna hold? Like, What are you guys feeling right now? Okay, just like I said, right? We want to see this immediately expand lower. Print the bottom wick, shift on the lower time frame, and then give us a 15-minute wick down in, body close up. Clip it. Ambitious. No shit. I think I might get stopped out, rolled stops. All good. All good. Oops. Gold. I don't know what you got drawn out here, dude. Is it off this leg? Done for the day? Did you bank on that, brother? Oh, I see. Okay. Ambitious. Yeah, just remember, man, like when we start trading into these highs, we're trending higher, right? Let's say we're trending higher, we trade into these highs. Great points of reaction, but expect a reaction, right? It's a little bit difficult to expect follow through. Not to say it can't, right? But we usually react, come back down, and then push, right? That's cool. Let's see. $200, nice. Jose, you're are you with FTMO right now? Is that what you're working on? FTMO eval? Top one? Never heard of it. Is that CFDs? Yeah, it'd be CFDs for sure. What am I saying? Okay. Okay. How are we sitting? Top one? Okay. Yeah, never heard of them. Never heard of them. I'll check it out. You know what? Send a message to our boy, Daniel. That guy's all about the prop firm reviews, man. I think it'd be huge if he got into the future space with those reviews, man. Learn to trade futures. That's kind of like his YouTube business model. But futures are, like I was saying earlier, like if you're looking to just trade one account for the foreseeable future, trading CFDs is, yeah, I don't want to say it's the play, but you know, it's a little bit harder to get on the capital, I think, obviously, but you get the expanded drawdown. You can really dial in your risk, you know, and not have to like calculate contracts and all that too, right? Like you can risk exactly what you want to risk, minus slippage and all that, but right, futures makes sense. Like for example, I'd switch to futures because where I live, I mean, if I'm going to trade CFDs through a brokerage on my personal capital, I need to, that's a regulated broker in Canada, I need to have, you know, $500,000 liquidity, which I'm not putting into a broker, right? Let alone if I even have that, you know what I'm saying? So with futures, I can get in, you know, with a sizable account, no issues, right? So that's why I transitioned. Plus, I want to stack some good capital in the next year, right? So we're at 250K US right now. You know, ideally by the end of the year, I can set myself up to be sitting on another million, another you know, half to 1 mil, right? So then 2027 we can trade that for a while and get used to it. But 250K is all you really need to start making some really good money. Leave that FEG and go. Macy, screw you. It's coming back. It's coming back to pick us up, right? Just like it didn't pick you up yesterday or whatever day that was. That was hilarious. That Trump wick, dude. Oh my goodness. I went back and watched it. And then market flushes. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is likely cycling higher, right? We might not get anything here. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Woo! Yo, G Money, welcome back, bro. Just need a few ticks. Yeah, I mean 8 points. Like, you know, don't stress over it. Don't stress over it. Right? If you're 8 points short, I guess it depends how much you're running. Yeah, so you're it's basically 10% of your profit you'd be sacrificing to close out prematurely or to partial prematurely. Just be patient. You're fine. Confession: I did forward test this long. Which long? The inversion shift here, or however you would have traded it, like this shift. Be a man, bro. Take it on eval. I'm just playing. No, it's good you're forward testing, bro, and getting some good reps. No need to rush into trading a new asset or something that you're not yet comfortable on. Attaboy, Macy. Let's go. Let's go. Macy, how much are you floating? Full float. Bum, 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 bum. 345. 1006. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. CFDs. So the actual Nasdaq, not this futures crap. Right on, man. Dude, honestly, just buy the market. Just keep buying the market if you can. Right. If your setup presents, just buy it. Buy it. Buy it. You'll be fine. Okay, Macy. So now you need to understand, right? If you're up 600 bucks right now, floating, and you need 1,000 to pass, right? Is this high up here going to get you anywhere really closer than you need to be? Right? Does that make sense? Like being 400 away versus, 150 or 200 away, that's still just one trade on the next day, right? It'll be short. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Even if you get up here, you'd be short, right? If you only have one contract running. Maybe not, right? But again, don't chase the pass, right? Don't chase the pass. Because you can take one more trade and you're good, right? Versus if it comes down and then all of a sudden you're like, 5 or 6 or 700 away, then it's a little bit further. Oh, 3 micros. Okay. Yeah, just be patient. Just be patient. We're about to print a 30-minute here, so, well, not about to, but in 21 minutes. So again, second half entry materializing right now, guys. Smart. Right. Again, if you need $1,000 to move on to the next eval or whatever, like if your profit's $1,000, if your target's $1,000, there's nothing wrong with doing that in 2 trades, right? If you can split it down the middle, anything above middle is great, right? But you got to look at the probability of you making $1,000 in this trade, right, based off your sizing, right? That's something you got to think about, and just make sense of it. 100%, man. Right on. Good risk management, right? Because again, we might pull back into your boys level, might come back and scoop the lads up. We'll see, man. We'll see. Especially if we don't tap this. Come on, let's go. Right, but we are in the 30-minute first presented, so just keep an eye for that. But bullish. George, also the good thing about trading NQ, bro, or NAS or whatever you're trading, whether it's the future, the actual asset. If we get these big bullish runs, bro, like volume might die out a little bit and pull back during lunch hour, but PM typically continues. This bus is full. LOL, we're heading to the final destination. Full, hey? Fuck. Well, that's okay. I'll wait for the next. I'll wait for the next bus. Let me tell you something. There's no signs of shifts yet. Nothing. Little volume imbalance here that it did invert. I don't have volume imbalance on here, but let's just turn it green. Right, market gapped up on this 2-minute candle. Right, so not as reliable as inversion fair value gaps from my experience, but could be reasons to potentially send the market lower. Right, but it doesn't look like there's anything in here that's transitioned into bearish order flow yet. I guess like a 2-minute CISD, but in my opinion, CISDs are weak unless there's an inversion. Right? And if you guys remember, this CISD basically just sets up a breaker model, right, from yesterday. If you guys remember, last down move before the manipulation higher and then the shift lower. But let's not get too into this. Let's just stay on our time frame, our 15-minute, and wait. Respecting the volume imbalance, 2-minute volume imbalance. Psych. Anyways, I'm gonna clear this off. Easy markup on the 60-minute with 50-minute entry. There you go. Yeah. I'd highly recommend you start marking out these data wicks, dude. I'm telling you. But once we take data wick, the market either turns around or flatlines. Right? Data wick, SMT, first presented, cheat code. Data wick, super easy, super easy. Any previous red folder news, go to the 1-minute, mark out the high and low of the candle, right? Like on NFP, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Eastern candle, 1-minute, high, low, boom. Right? Trade towards the data wick. Right? Even on a sell, right? And if we get a buy side data wick, dude, oh my gosh, busted. Market's bullish and we have a data wick. Ay. We're making money. I don't know, Macy. I don't know, bro. I think that breaker's holding. I think the breaker's holding. Come back for us. Come back. This is potentially looking really good here, right? Get a fresh 15-minute candle, tap in, wick low, print high. Did you do a video on that? Yes, sir. DOLs, drawn liquidity, first video in your WAP. It's all good, man. Attaboy. Ah, boy. I don't know where your stop is, but you should still be safe. I don't know how you trailed it, but right, and that's how you trade a reversal, boys. That is premium reversal price action right there. Breakers are best for reversals. Anything else, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Right, and when you get a fair value gap within the breaker, right? So this is our breaker. Right, breaker block, and there's a sliver of fair value gap here. Look how price respects this. I'm just gonna mark it across. Look at that. Like basically respects it to the T. Right, unicorn breaker. If you haven't studied a unicorn breaker, I'll make a video on it, but it's basically a breaker with a fair value gap. And if you get an inversion in it too, it's it's like a 90% success rate. It's unbelievable. Okay, we got our tap in. Let's dial in here. Let's dial it in. 50 minutes about to close. Indecision. I'd like to see a wick lower. I'd like to see us take this low ideally, but this might just be an upside expansion. But I'd like to see this low go, right? Print the low of the 15-minute candle, expand higher. Come back and pick up my boys. There you go, Macy. No, Macy, you're supposed to say the opposite. Okay, so again, I'm measuring this stop out right now. What are we looking at? Rather cheap, 25, 26 points. Again, so that's $50 a contract. If I'm risking $200 on this trade per account, that's going to be 4 contracts, right? $50 per contract, 4 contracts, $200, right? So if I'm copy trading within Trade Evade, right? 4 contracts per account, 5 accounts, 20 contracts. Make sense? No inverse. I ain't front running. Right? If this goes, we're good. But I'm not into the front running game right now. Well, let's see if we can get a bit of a pullback here. Not all that interested in taking this on a 36. Actually, let's zoom out. All right, here's our breaker. Inversion within it. I'd like to see a pullback into this region. Somewhere into here. Right, so what I could have done here is I could have adjusted, right? I could have taken the confirmation entry and then I would have had to adjust my sizing on the fly, right? So I would have had to have taken down from 20 contracts total, right? 4 per account, 5 accounts, 4 contracts to 3. So I'd be trading 15 total contracts across 5 accounts. That's how I would have done it. But I'd rather wait for the retest. Right, because we're tapping into this first presented 15 now, which is likely to cause reaction back into our leg. Nice. Little front run there, Sergi boy. Yeah, this is beautiful. Don't be too cautious, right? It could be grounds for pullback, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like market's bullish. We're expanding. This is just a data wick rebalance, right? This push happens, right? Causes a ton of momentum and greed in the market. Everybody buys, right? And then it always comes back down. Not always, but 75% of the time it's going to come back down and remitigate before cycling higher. Right, so if you just removed all of this PA right here and just stuck our current session onto here, right? Same deal. Right, but these levels typically hold lesser value. Right, we can still react, but front run it, nice. Yeah, I would have likely front ran it, or taken a 30-second if it had confirmed. Actually, let's take a look at the 30-second. Okay, yeah, 30-second was in the same region, so no opportunity there for me. Yeah, it's good you guys are moving on this. Okay, so if you're in this trade, targets, right? If we just totally clear this high, I mean, keep your eyes on all times. 28,600, 28,630, sorry. Keep your eyes around that region. Right, if this just expands, then you guys are laughing straight to the bank, right? 89 points, 90 points to all-time highs. Serge, how many contracts? Hey, there we go. If this hits full TP, I mean, I don't know how you plan on partialing if you do, but 90, 180 times 5, I mean, that's like $800 on your eval if you full TP at all times, right? Just monitor your greed though, right? Like we're now interacting with the 50% of this, so that could be a good area for partial, right? Or fulfill, right? You don't have to take a big partial, right? Because the market clearly hasn't shown any signs of reversal yet or structure. and it could just continue to expand. And if it does, you still want to have some piece of the pie. But you know, clipping, I guess it depends how much we are up. I mean, nah, you cut 2 contracts for like $100. Just hold. Just hold. If you were heavier sized, right? Like if this is $50 a contract, right? And you took this on, let's say 10 or 15 contracts, then you know you could pull a 2, 3, 4 off here and that'd be fine, right? And then still profit fairly hefty off all-time highs on a bigger set of runners. Drop my TP to the top wick, 28,635. Nice. Right on. Yeah, this is looking expansive, boys, and this is the model, man. This is literally the model, right? We're bullish, right? We clear liquidity, right? And this draw gets taken, and immediately we're thinking, where is our next draw, right? If I delete all this, right, we take it. Now, where's our next draw, right? It's either London low or all-time highs or something internal, right? But ideally, we're looking for all-time highs on the day, right? Or we're looking for lower. Now, we don't target lower. Why? Because we show respect in the form of a wick through the data wick, the SMT on the 15-minute, or the probably seeable on the 1 hour as well, or the 30-minute. And we respect the 15-minute first presented fair value gap of the leg up, our most recent bullish leg. Right? And there's a little order block here, right? There's plenty of reason for price to hold here, which it does. We start to cycle higher, right? We take our entry off of the confirmation of momentum in line with our draw on liquidity, right? Fair value gap. The 15-minute fair value gap is the confirmation that the market is moving higher towards this draw. Unless the ship is attacked, then we're fucked. Yeah, Ricky's got JD Vance on the phone right now. He's like, yo, JD, man, are we going to sink our own ship and blame it on Afghanistan again or what? Sorry, that was political. My bad. My bad. Forgive me. I get edgy when the boys are in green, man. I get edgy. But this has kind of left the station for me now, boys. I mean, a pull back into here. I typically like to see these tested real quick. Need fake news from the Orange Man? Yeah, Orange Man, Iran, who gives a shit, man? They're all pumping out fake news, man. They're all just, you know, conforming the agenda. It's all good. It's all good, right? Good or bad in, you know, the geopolitical space. As long as there's no nukes dropping, dude. As long as the US doesn't collapse, we're laughing. We're laughing all day. Oh, this song is just it, man. Let's turn it up. Okay, so similar to yesterday, guys, if you don't remember yesterday's session, or if you weren't in the call, right? Or if you were in the call, we don't remember what happened yesterday, right? ES cleared all-time highs, right? NQ cleared all-time highs and then froze, right? ES failed to clear all-time highs, right? Interacted with first presented levels and then sold off or pulled back. We're kind of doing the same thing here, just totally flipped the script, right? We're kind of doing the same thing, right? So when you see stalls in the market like this, we want to see price trend, right? If the less trendy price is, the less likelihood it's going to continue higher. Now, this could simply be a lower 1 minute time frame consolidation, but are you willing to risk whatever you're green on, or a portion of what you're green on, for a pullback to break even? The goal in trading is to never take a break even, ever. Break evens are toxic, man. They're absolutely toxic. If you take a break even, toxic, bro. You should have some cash in your pocket, right? Or you're trading a setup that's a little bit edgy, right? Maybe the upside expansion off the original retest of the entry is really close to your entry point, right? Like yesterday was a perfect example of like where a potential break even may have made sense. But because we got that consolidation, for me at least, far enough away, I was able to hit my profit target on the day, which is minimum 150, right? And all is well. Hopefully that kind of sheds a little bit of light, right? And even on eval, bro, I like, it's best if we trade our evaluations as close to our funded capital, right? Or our professional capital, whatever you want to call it, as we can, right? Because you'll see people have way too much fun and they're way too relaxed on eval, and then it's not professional, right? And then you expect to go on to money, right? Onto real money or onto capital where you can actually profit now, and you're just going to hit the switch to become a professional. Like, it's best to just trade your evals professionally, right? In this scenario, right? Like Serge front ran this because he's on eval, right? Little bit of an increase of risk, but you know, he's got the backing of a great trade, right? And look at this, he's now running in his eval, which is great. I am not in this trade, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. These little nuances like this is all good. This is where I feel eval trading can be a little bit different than funded trading. But on funded, you have to be dialed. You have to respect the rules no matter what. Start deviating, you're only gonna hurt yourself. And that is why people can't trade funded capital, right? They'll pass evals, then they'll blow them. They'll pass eval, they'll blow them. Their trading is highlighting degeneracy, right? Or unprofessionalism. Maybe that's a better word. Degenerate's such an aggressive word. I love it. somebody came up to me and called me a degenerate, I would do some serious self-reflecting. Like, damn, am I? Right? So that's how it can vary, right? But this is looking really good for upside. Come on now. No signs on anything, right? If we flush this breaker, we got another break. No, we don't. Sorry. We gotta violate this breaker on ES. Right? And if I was trading reversals, Ricky, I would trade breaker patterns. Right? The beautiful thing about breaker patterns is you don't need to cover the highs, right? Cover the bodies, or just front run a couple points above, or give yourself just a little bit of gap. But oftentimes the entire level will hold. Right, and then you would then expect it to trade into the 15 for a continuation higher, because again, you're trading reversal. You're not trying to reverse the whole market. You're just trying to catch a little piece of pie. Right, mark comes back up, test the breaker, no drawdown into the 15-minute, done like dinner. Right, literally no drawdown to the fucking point. Right, that's how I would trade reversals. The problem with reversal trading is, like, I think people are way too greedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, way too greedy. Speaking from experience, it's like, you look at the higher time frame, you get in tight. It's like you're still against momentum, and you still have to respect that, right? You're still against order flow on some type of higher time frame. Right, but this is an absolute picture perfect model of a breaker, right? Market's cycling up, pushes higher. The last series of down close candles, right, before the push up, the liquidation, right? We look for the money sweep, right? Last down close candles, price takes liquidity and then shifts. The breaker is the shift, right? We have a fair value gap within it. Simply set your entry on the edge of it, cover the high of the breaker at minimum, right? And you'll see that if this is going to hold, price isn't likely going to go above it, right? It's likely going to respect the entire level. Melt. Right? Can't go broke making money. Bars. Put that on a shirt. Can't go broke making money. Right, so the market's a little bit disgruntled now. We do have an S&T off these highs, but we're so bullish, man. We're so bullish. Silver's up 6%. Big red box. CDW is down 21%. Not Siri. I said CDW. Gosh, screw off Siri. Nvidia's up 5% on the day, boys. Holy crap. Let's go. Carry us higher. Carry us higher. EU reacted fairly strong off that 1 hour. So it's pinned, right? We're pinned between here and here. 1 hour bullish, 1 hour bearish. Right, versus NQ, guys. Look at this. 1 hour bullish, 1 hour bearish. We flipped this little bearish 1 hour. And we're cycling higher. So, like, all the reason to go higher. Macy, what are you doing? 5 minute? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're day traders, right? Like, if you look on the 30 minute, there's still an unmitigated 30 minute that we could come back for, which would technically be that stop loss that you've got highlighted this low. Right. But again, like, if price cycles back here, we're already out of session, man. Like, you've gotten your piece for the day, right? Like, our piece isn't at all-time highs. Our piece is off the I guess for you it was down here, right? But it's all about just paying yourself. And if the market decides to rally in your direction and not pull back, then we're laughing, right? If the market decides to pull back and take you out, we're still laughing, bro. Win or lose. That's how you position yourself, right? Up or down, it's win or win, right? No losing. All right, another day, another dub. Holy shit, boys. Another day, another dub. Another day, another dub. Let's go. I'm gonna just peep the 30 second here, because I know the inversion was in the same region, but I wonder if it was any tighter than the confirmation, right? So, like, if I took this, I'd be running up, I'd be floating about 30 points. So I'm happy I faded this. Right, I'm happy I faded this at this point. It's just not something I would look to be in. If I got in a little lower, then that would have made more sense. We're floating up about 2R, 1.5, not bad. Right, could have potentially partialed something off because we're trading more contracts because the lower stop. But no, even the 30-second inversion confirmation was like up in here, a little spicy. Great front run. That's exactly it, Macy. Either you win or you win, bro. Either you win or you win. But I'm happy that you guys were all over this. At least Serge was. Macy, you're already in the market, so well done. Right, and we're seeing this breaker on S&P start to push us lower. Right, if we look at the S&P, we have a freshly printed unmitigated 30. And sometimes what'll happen, guys, is like we'll get a 15-minute, we'll continue higher, but then we'll print a 30 and then we'll pull back, right? And that's why management is so crucial, right? That's why taking good partials early on in your move, right, if the market allows for it, is so important, because if we print these fresh levels, the market may come back for them, right? And it's not our first print, right? This is our breakaway gap, right? So a breakaway gap is a first presented gap, but if we're going into a highly momentum, like a very high momentum leg, right? Like this leg, for example, right? We never came back into this breakaway gap, right? We tested these gaps, we ended up flipping them, but a lot of times we'll respect these gaps and we'll just cycle higher, right? We'll just continue to cycle higher. We'll never come back into these first percentage, right? On these extremely bullish legs or bearish legs, right? So it's called a breakaway gap, right? So we got our potential breakaway, could be looking to pull back into the 30-minute, might be a lunchtime move, who knows, to then cycle higher, right? And then we look at that on the 1 hour too. We got a big old 1 hour gap forming in 25 minutes. So a pullback might make sense. Or we rally higher, we print a first presented 1 hour, the market expands even further, right? And the 1 hour is null and void. Whew! Man, I tell you, after some of these sessions from talking for like 2.5 hours straight, I feel like I'm on like 20 milligrams Adderall. Just strung, right? So let me just show you guys something here. And this is a good lesson on why I personally like to trade the stronger asset, right? So ES cleared all-time highs, but NQ is still stronger on the day, 1.5% versus 1.1%, right? So ES taps into this 15-minute, right? Look at this. Inverses, right? Retests. So ES entry, for example, right here. Now, in terms of profit taking, I mean, this high makes the most sense, right? But because this asset's weaker, like look at the drawdown we're going into now off this entry versus NQ, right? Stronger asset, less drawdown, right? Weaker asset tends to pull back a little bit steeper, and a little bit quicker, and a little bit stronger than the stronger asset, right? I almost forgot about the loss from Monday. I already recovered RRSD. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what happened on Monday. Overall rewards. Okay, right on. Yeah, bro. Good gains. Fucking great gains. Props are great, but most people can't trade props, right? Because they're greedy pricks, right? They want the money now, right? If you trade personal and you grow your personal, right, and you're investing, earn money into it, it's a different game. At least for me, right? Like when I started trading props, it was a bit of a mess. It was really good, and then it wasn't, right? And I controlled the mess. One hard reset for me was all I needed to go through to really, prove to myself that if I'm going to continue to trade props, like I can't be doing what I was doing. And that's where people go wrong, right? They fuck up and then they just think it's okay, right? I don't see myself putting a lot of money into a personal. Makes no sense. Yeah, dude. And listen, there's people that only trade props. You know what I'm saying? That's totally fine, man. You don't have to do both. I think less is more, honestly. Rather buy assets. That's beautiful, right? Diversification is a beautiful thing, right? Right. Some people find that trading props is less stress too, right? Which is great. Some people think it's more stressful, right? It all just depends on the person, right? In props, the risk is never on your side. Yeah. It's just what works for you, right? Like all these young kids, man, blowing evals. Like, dude, I talked to multiple people now that are 100 to like 300 accounts deep on the year. Think about that. 100 to 300 accounts evals blown this year. That's the future space for you, right? It's like, what are you doing with your life? It's unbelievable. You're counterproductive. You're exactly like you're not making any progress, right? If you're blowing 15 accounts a week, 20 accounts a week, you're not making any progress, right? Sure, you catch a payout, congratulations, but you're $30,000-$40,000 in the hole, right? And we're not even halfway through the year. Like it's blasphemy, right? So like for those guys, I would say put a couple $1,000 into a personal account and don't blow it. Figure that out, right? You're better off blowing your own money than giving money to a company and then losing it. You know what I mean? You'll learn a better lesson when you just lose it to the abyss, right? To the market. I'm fading this right now, guys. Reason being, I don't like to see this longer retest. It's not my style. It's definitely valid, right? And this is, again, if we're talking about partial regions, like I said, right, 50% or full fill of these first percentages when we're trading into them, right, are great profit areas. And you can see the full fill would have been a great option for a potential partial there. Only about 40 points, but hey, 40 points is still pretty decent. Prop firms force discipline with their rules. Dude, prop firms don't force shit. Let me tell you why. 9% of traders will never successfully trade prop firms, probably less, right? So they don't force anything, right? If you want to be successful, right, it's very clear. Like the path is very clear. Don't do this and do this, right? But prop firms aren't forcing anything, bro. They'll sit back and take your money all day, right? They want you to lose. They literally want you to lose. So it's an interesting paradox, right? It's a very interesting paradox, right? I just love it. I fucking love it. Prop trading is only for profitable traders. Yeah, definitely, man. I always find it interesting when people will learn to trade on an eval, for example, right? Like some of the younger guys in Max community last year. I remember talking with them and oh boy, it's like you can't even prove consistency on a demo, bro. Like why are you prolonging and making trading more emotional by getting on an eval too soon, right? It's just it's foolish. You're better off trading personal, right? Like risk $1 per trade or $5, at least you can control that, right? You know that if you go and make $5 or $10 on a personal, you're not going to be retiring tomorrow, right? But hey, if you go make 10R on a $100,000 account, you can quit your job tomorrow, like that false sense of success and opportunity and the what if is so big, right? That when it doesn't happen, you just get so depleted and so demoralized, man. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Trade the demo, trade small personal, right? At least on CFDs, very doable. Futures, Futures personal accounts, I would not fuck with. I would definitely not fuck with until you've traded demo consistently and likely some evaluations and some prop firm capital with futures for sure. But anyways, boys, let's see here. About to get an SMT on the low. So anybody still floating in NQ? We could be looking good. But again, right? Like, see what I mean? This 30-minute ended up printing, and the market is now cycling back for it, right? NQ, same deal. Well, not so much, actually. The NQ 30 minutes a little bit lower. Why do I have this as a 15? There we go. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. But again, I think for traders, you just have to like try everything out, right? Go take an eval, go blow it, go feel the emotion, whatever. Open a personal trade demo. Like, this is obviously once you have experience and you're confident, but feel it out and you'll know what works for you, right? But it's a very humbling experience, right? I'll never forget, like, what happened to me in January. I'll never forget that. I felt so bad, right? Like, you do everything right for like 3 weeks straight, and then one day, 3 minutes gone. It was crazy. It was crazy to think that you put 40, 50, 60 hours into something, focus, commitment, outside of trading too, the commitment and the dedication, and just for it all to be erased in the span of 3 minutes. It kicked me good, man. I think I took a week or two just to breathe and get back in flow of the markets. And then it's like, okay, well, this is what I did, right? This is what I was trying to do. This is the accounts I was trading. This is the amount of accounts, the risk profile, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, what I did is, instead of trying to pass 5 accounts and just cap out on a 250K allocation, right? It's like, fuck that, man. We're gonna do one at a time. We're gonna prove the consistency. And by the time I hit 5 accounts, one by one, with proper risk management, I'm gonna be so ready to trade the stack. It's gonna be great. Here we go. Are you guys? What's going on here? Serge, are you still risk open? Macy's running this low, I think. Gentlemen, I got to get going. Great points you're making. 100%, dude, every day. Another day, another dub. H1 FEG about to be printed. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good eyes, Ricky. Right. So we might hold this and then we're retracing back into it. Right around that 30-minute FEG zone as well. I'm still in. Yeah. Okay. Right on. Right on. Okay, Ricky. Ciao, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Always good to see you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Great day. Great lessons. Deuces. Enjoy that sunshine over in Mozambique. And don't forget to drink some freaking coffee for your boy, even if it's like 5 p.m. over there. Trump! Trump! Trump Daddy! What did he say? Wow. Wow. Okay, let me monitor 30 seconds here for you guys. Okay, we flipped this candle, flipped an inverse, 30-second inverse on that bearish candle down, that big bearish candle. We immediately flipped it bullish. 30-second, missed the retest. It looks like we're cycling higher, guys. Get ready. This is where I'd be gearing up to potentially reduce risk, right? This low for sure, right? Reducing below this low, right? But we saw this big reaction. We want to see it continue higher now. Go break even, right? If we're studying this pullback leg, guys, I want you to see exactly what I'm seeing. First, bearish fair value gap on the 1 minute. You can see, look at what's holding price now. The first gap printed on the leg down, likely a 2 minute too. Yeah, little baby 2 minute, right? Little 3 minute as well. So we got a few first presented here. 3 minute, no 5, right? So in this case, I would be marking out the 3. I'd be going break even on this, right? Like, again, this is a saucy trade, right? Ideally, we would have partialed here and probably took in a break even regardless, right? Or a partial, you leave risk open, and then the partial should have been at the full fill, right? If I traded this partial at the full fill, break even off the rest, done for the day, right? But again, if you're holding, you're on eval, whatever. If you held through this, again, we want to see this shift, and you got given a good hand here, right? We got the SMT, you got given a good hand. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Do what is right for you. Honestly, I like the break even call, bro. Like, if you get clipped out here, it's late in the day, man. It's late in the day, right? We never got the full continuation to wherever you were looking to take profit, right? You're still in. If it comes back, takes you out, whatever, right? Good effort, right? The partial, again, likely should have been the full fill, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but that's okay, bro. Like, again, if you're unfunded, bro, like, you're taking a partial here, right? With the evals, I mean, you can be a little less strict. You can be a little less strict, but I wouldn't want to like be, psychologically speaking, you catch a beautiful entry, 0 drawdown, right? Push higher, market comes back down, clears half your heat, right? and then immediately you get an explosion to the upside. Like I don't want to. It's emotional warfare at this point. Protect yourself emotionally, right? Protect your emotions. But would have only been $100. Exactly, man. Exactly. Right. And given how tight you got in, I mean, how many 5 contracts? What's your stop size, Serge? Okay, we're about to test the 30-second BPR. About to test the 30-second BPR. Okay, we tested it. We tested it. We should go. We should be going from here. It's something like this. 30-second BPR. Right? That's what we want to see. We want to see the down wick on the 1 minute. We've got 22 seconds. It'd be great to see this expand higher now and shift the market back to the upside. 26 points. Yeah, so 5 contracts, 26 points. What is that? $250 risk. So again, minimal risk, right? So on an eval, I mean, yeah, what did I say? 250? That's not bad. That's not bad. I like the 250 range, 250 to 400, because then, you know, it gives you options for another stab. Okay, we're testing back into the BPR. There's the wick down into it. Beautiful. Go. It's going to go. It's going to go. Hold up. See how this 30-second closes. Maybe one more stab. It looks like it's ready to pop. Right? And if this fails, guys, no stress. Simply NQ is coming down for a lower mitigation. But one good 30-second candle can completely change this momentum back to bullish. Okay. There's one. Here we go. See if it'll continue. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Check that. Check chat, boys. Check chat. See that 30-second BPR off the low? Come on. We'll see. We still gotta flip this 3 minute. Right? We just got a fresh candle. So this, you know, it'd be great if we just catch a little wick down and go, or we just explode to the outside. A lonely micro. Come pick it up. Yeah, no doubt. The Foster micro, hey? Serge, this is looking stunning for upside. Stunning. ES is starting to trend as well. Excuse me. Right? Bearish leg on ES. Where's our first gap? 1 minute? I don't think there's anything on the 1 minute. Maybe here. 1 minute. 2 minutes, same area. 3 minute. A little bit more visible on 3 minute. And 5 minute. Right? So this 5 minute gap here, very key level. Right? First presented bearish 5 minute gap on this pullback leg. Right? We want to see this get violated. Right? If ES violates this, it's going to pull NQ up. Okay. Boys, what's the play on partials here, Serge? You got 5 contracts running. How are you sitting on your eval? That's my next question. Where are we sitting at? Because like I said, it's best to position ourselves to be in a good spot for tomorrow, right? We wanted 500, 5,000, 50,300, 5 contracts. Sitting at 55, 50.5. Let me just get my calculator out. Call it 42 points to this high. 42 times 2, $84 per contract. Not for fuck's sakes. 42 times 2, $84 per contract. So if you offer 4 of 5 contracts, you'd be at, yeah, so you're almost at 50,900 if you took 4 or 5 off here, right? And then if you leave a runner, that's an extra $100. So you'd be sitting right about 51,000 if you followed that play, right? Or what we do, another option, is we trail, right? If you want to trail, that it could be better. It could be better. It's just something you're gonna have to decide, right? But if we clear this high, I'd like to see price continue higher, right? So this is a safe area to off. But if we're trending, right? If price is trending up into this region, all we need is one push higher, right? So you run the risk of a potential reversal off this high or a deeper pullback, right? But if we don't get the pullback and we trend higher, then immediately your stop is all 5 contracts at this level, right? As basically the same level, right? And then if we're fortunate enough to get one more, then you have all 5 contracts off above this level, right? Secured. in a safe manner, right? That's what I got right now. Okay, 3 and 2. Okay. Yeah, so we could either look left and try and take stabs off at the or take contracts off at these key highs, right? But just remember, right? This leg here is, or is this the leg we're looking at? Hold up, 5 minute. Okay, yeah, never mind. This leg here is our most immediate leg of price, right? So if we clear this high, that could cause reversal, right? It could be over here. It could also be here, right? So that's what I'm saying about trending PA, right? You could either go the first option where you take majority off here, right? Late in the session, let's just get paid, right? Again, if it cycles, right? We leave a runner to the high, all good, or we wait for structure and we trail. First tap in of ES on this first presented 5 minute. NQ, there's nothing, right? NQ, there's just a 3 minute, but we can see how this is wanting to hold price down, and we're coming back into this region. So studying this immediate area here on the 1 minute, we got a CISD change in the state, right? Any type of price violation above the body of the last down closed candles, right? We violated the high here, but we're respecting the 3 minute. So it'd be great to see this hold. CISD, bullish fair value gap, holds, we cycle higher. We never got a change in the state back to the downside either, right? Because again, if we wick above these last sequence of down candles, if we wick above it, right? CISD confirmed right here. Same concept on the downside. Same concept, right? If price wicks or comes below this level, then that's a potential sign. Again, I don't necessarily trade with CISDs, but I don't enter the market with CISDs, but I'll use them as an understanding of what price might be doing, right? So we can see that price did not violate this level, and we respected beautifully this 1 minute. So now we want to see the market shuffle higher. If it doesn't shuffle higher, we start looking to flip this level right here. We get a CIC to the downside. We're likely going to be coming back down and maybe another retest of the BPR, but at that point it gets a little risky, right? Fresh hourly candle, guys. Let's see what happens. Look at this down wick. Let's call this our down wick. How does that sound? We're done. We're done. We're all upside. Maybe we're not done. Right, and no stress on this as well. No stress. Ciao, buddy. Oh, my stream's chalked up. Fuck. There we go. So again, with the change in the state, right? Price rallied higher, wicked above the recent down closed candles on the pullback, right? And if we apply that same logic, right? Price pulled back, it never gave us a change in the state back to the downside, right? It's also holding this 1 minute as of now. It's bullish, right? So we're looking for all the signs that price is going to continue higher and not violating order flow to the downside, which again would be an inversion of this 1 minute and a CISD of this low. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Right, we also got a 1 minute breaker here, just for context, right? So this is a very key zone, right? If price closes below here, or even just comes below this body candle, then we're likely going to flush. But we shouldn't flush. We have all the reasons. We have so much holding price up. Bullish CISD, 1 minute breaker, market trending, 1 minute bullish fair value gap holding, full fill, upside only. Right? Flip the 3 minute, we're Gucci. Same thing on ES. Flip the 5 minute, we're flying. Time will tell. So that's how I read PA, right? That's how I'm reading PA as we're in a trade. Right? And you can see just how messy it can get real quick. And it all started with the BPR, 30-second BPR. Yeah, exactly, Macy. We're just looking for signs of disrespect on order flow, right? So again, same principle, right? CISD here, right? Same principle, right? The last sequence of down candles before the move higher, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 down candles, boom, CISD. Now we look for literally the exact same thing, right? 1 minute prints, boom shakalaka, the market cycles higher, easy money. Literally the exact same, right? Now for this, again, the bearish CISD, we wouldn't want to see price come below this region, right? If we do, potentially shifting, potentially. It's always potential. I used to panic with the movement. Now I just sit in and experience the PA. Yeah, man, exactly. Like we're trading fake. Like if you're on eval, you're not trading. You're not making any money, right? You're trading simulated capital, right? There's no opportunity on evals, right? If you're unfunded, you're probably trading very low risk anyways, or you should be. So there's no stress, right? This trade doesn't mean anything, right? This trade means nothing at the end of the day, right? So we can comfortably sit here and study what's going on, right? And then we just look for it to repeat over and over and over. And look at this, 3 minutes just inversed, and this is going to fly. Should I call Serge at the office and let him know that we're pumping? Exactly, bro. When you're paid to, like, this is why I stress partials so much. When you're paid, bro, and you've profited and your account is risk-free, right? Or you're risk-free on your capital, you can just sit back and now there's no attachment, right? Like it's all good. It's like it's just it opens you up to be at peace, right? Opens you up to be at peace. Right? And then from there you start to see things, right? Like look at this little volume imbalance here, right? We'll see if we can flip. Don't worry about volume imbalances, by the way. We don't need to study those right now. But that is how I read the market higher, right? All this happens. Okay, cool. Like tough read, very tough read. Like there's no way to know this is going to happen, right? Or to read this, right? But we immediately reject. We get the SMT, and that's all we need, right? And because of that SMT, I'm not leaning bearish anymore. I'm not waiting for NQ to come into this level, right? Because ES already tapped it, and we got the SMT. We got the SMT into, right? Price tapped into a 30-minute bullish fair value gap in an extremely bullish market, and then provided the SMT after the tap in or at the point of tap in. Like it doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. Good sesh, boys. Good sesh. Okay, I'm off for the day. It's already 10 o'clock here, 12 o'clock Eastern. So I'm done for the day, boys. I'm gonna let this do its thing. I mean, I'm not in anything anyways, but you guys can manage from here on out. I'm gonna lock out just in case somebody hacks my Lucid accounts. I'm safe until 4 p.m. Lock out whenever you're done trading, please. It's good practice, right? 2 miles. Yeah, Macy, we'll catch up later, bro, on the topic of how your week's going in terms of your fitness pursuits. Adam, good sesh, man. Good sesh. A little bit more advanced on the management today, right? But good, overall, great session. Yeah, you guys have a good one. Much love. Much love. Be well. We'll catch you later on in chat. All right. If it ain't in chat, it'll be tomorrow morning for another Beauty New York stream. All right. Let's celebrate today because we're alive and it's beautiful outside, and hopefully our families are healthy. But in the realm of trading, guys, win or lose, we're set up beautifully for tomorrow, right? So have a good one. I'll catch you later. Serge, if you can hear me, fucking love you, bro. Let's catch a steak sometime soon. I'll see you tomorrow at your work. Okay, boys, ciao. I'm done.